3 medical facilities, 5 schools, up to 10 children gardens damaged in Mykolaiv in shelling during last 2 days. Russian troops robbed President Zelensky's house on the island of Biryuchy in the Kherson region, also robbing hotels in Kyrylivka. 2 wounded as Russian military shelled a church in Rubizhne. State-run RIA explains what Putin's denazification actually means: elimination of Ukraine's statehood for generations to re-educate its poisoned people after liquidating its elites, abolition of the very name Ukraine and its culture. In short, genocide. Air defense missile launch reported over Kartsysk. Photos: destroyed Russian equipment near Ichnia town in Chernihiv region. A train partially loaded with military equipment was seen at Kaluzhizhny railway station, Minsk district. The vehicles are marked with B. Washington's envoy to the United Nations: "We seek to suspend Russia's membership in the Human Rights Council." President Zelensky visited liberated Bucha. Oleg Deripaska's yacht's Cayman Islands flag support vessel Sputnik transited Bosphorus towards Black Sea en route to Sochi. U.S. imposed sanctions against Deripaska with ties to Putin in response to Russia's annexation of Ukraine's Crimea and other worldwide malign activity. Russian missiles destroyed enterprise with fuel for agricultural needs near Mykolaiv yesterday, member of Regional Council. Russian army shelling Mykolaiv with cluster ammunition, Mayor. Movement of columns of Russian equipment. A large column of about 50 Russian vehicles with B marks was moving from Talokan towards Orsha, Vitebsk region, along the M1 highway. Lithuania expels Russian ambassador. The Lithuanian government is also closing the consulate in Klaipėda. Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that Lithuanian ambassador will leave Russia. Latvia will decrease level of diplomatic relations with the Russian Federation due to crimes committed by the Russian armed forces in Ukraine, Edgars Rinkovics said on Twitter. Prosecutor General Venediktova says that the worst situation with civilian victims is in Borodyanka. So far military is working in Irpin, Bucha and Vorzel. Lithuanian ambassador to Ukraine to return to Kyiv, Lithuanian foreign minister. EU ready to send investigators to probe Ukraine war crimes, von der Leyen. Norway's prime minister directly shared estimates of Russian casualties in a call with Putin a few days ago. It was listened to but not commented on. He, Putin, emphasized that in war there are casualties. Two-thirds of Russian forces arrayed versus Kyiv have left, many heading north. We assess they are largely consolidating themselves in Belarus before refit, resupply for redeployment to Ukraine, likely to Donbass, per a senior U.S. defense official. No indications that the Russians have made any progress in taking Mariupol, per a senior U.S. defense official. Still a very bitter fight for the city. Biden again calls Putin a war criminal. Russian army shelling Avdiivka. About 500 Russian servicemen have settled in a vocational school in Oleshki. They are evicting people from dormitories. Oleshki Mayor Yevhen Rishchuk. Video of Greek FM at Nikos Dendias meeting Odessa Mayor Gennady Truhanov. Greece's foreign minister led the aid mission on Sunday and pledged to help reconstruct the city of Odessa. According to it, Greece MFA, discussion focused on the strong presence of Greek diaspora.
Сегодня каждая такая новость, она воспринимается как с надеждой. С надеждой на мир, с надеждой.
Θα το θυμάμαι για ποια στιγμή μου το έδωσε. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Ευχαριστώ πολύ, Δήμαρχε. Να είστε πάντα καλά.
A Pentagon official, what we saw in Bucha amounts to war crimes. Russian troops shelled Barvinkov in Kharkiv region, civilian property destroyed. Photos, destroyed Russian military equipment in the village on the south of Kharkiv region. Fatalities among civilians, including children as result of Russian army shelling on Mykolaiv today. Head of Odessa Regional Administration, Russia launched 2 Bastion missiles last night. Infrastructure objects damaged. German Foreign Minister, we should not talk about lifting sanctions on Russia while its forces are still in Ukraine. Russian military shelled Chuhuiv town in Kharkiv region. 2 killed. Volyn Regional Administration head, reportedly missile was shot down near Biryuchy. 8 airstrikes in Mariupol today. Evacuation from Borova town declared. France to expel 35 Russian diplomats. 10 killed, 46 wounded as result of Russian army shelling of Mykolaiv today. Russian army shelled village in Kryvyi Rih district of Dnepropetrovsk region. Civilian casualties as result of Russian shelling at Ochakiv today. Red Cross says its team traveling to Mariupol was stopped, now being held, Reuters News. We can't always advertise what is being delivered to Ukraine from the U.S., adds at Jake Sullivan 46. Russia still has forces available to outnumber Ukraine's and is now concentrating its military power on fewer lines of attack, Sullivan says. The next stage of this conflict may very well be protracted. We should be under no illusions that Russia will adjust its tactics, which have included and will likely continue to include wanton and brazen attacks on civilian targets, Sullivan says. 3,376 people were evacuated today from Donetsk, Luhansk and Zaporizhzhia regions. U.S. National Security Advisor, we are following up on the atrocities and war crimes in Ukraine. Russia intends to conquer and occupy territory in eastern Ukraine, according to Jake Sullivan 46. Satellite images refute Russia's claim that the killing of civilians in Bucha, a suburb of Ukraine's capital, occurred after its soldiers had left town, a New York Times analysis found. Border guards raised Ukrainian flags at Dniprovsky, Dobryanka and Remyach border checkpoints in Chernihiv region. Russian troops destroyed a library with 16,000 books in Oleksandrivka village of Kherson region. Church was damaged in Derchachi as result of shelling. Also several houses destroyed and electrical substation damaged. Explosions reported near Sinelnikov. Explosions reported in Zaporizhzhia. Joint Forces operation repelled 7 Russian attacks at Donetsk and Luhansk directions. 2 killed, 4 wounded as result of Russian shelling in Avdiivka, Donetsk region. Shipments from the $800 million security assistance package for Ukraine from the U.S. arrived over the course of the weekend, at Pentagon Press Sec says. These persons are not going home, Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby says of Russian troops in Ukraine. They're retreating out of Kyiv but they're not being sent home.